Dragon is still, what, 40 seconds? I don't actually don't know how much. Like 30, 40 seconds, probably. So if they're going to overload, this is like kind of called overloading. They're just putting a bunch of resources mid. Just let these guys push out. Okay, wait for your timer. Your timer is either them messing up by like diving your bot lane and then you just come here and clean up some kills, right? You're always wanting to keep your agency. You never want to lose your agency by like just randomly fighting here. This is none of your concern. Can you take this tower? Can you kill it? No, you can't. No. So like right here, you already know the play. The players take Krugs and back. Even if they weren't coming towards you and you couldn't take this tower, you would still take and back because you want to value your tempo. Don't help this guy. He's just typing in chat. Like he literally is not even focused on the game. What's up, everyone? If you are someone who takes league improvement seriously, check out my Patreon where you can get access to over 300 coaching sessions, just like the one in this video, as well as weekly group coaching sessions and much more. There are options for every budget, so take the first step in reaching your goals right now. And like I said in the pregame, and when we're talking about like Diana's identity and stuff, like I want you to take on the identity of like the super carry as Diana, because her identity is literally, obviously she has a strength which is farming very quickly, right? So she's kind of a tempo jungler. So two things that are going to be really important is that you track Lilia, so you know her camps, which I think we did pretty good this game. And the other thing is obviously not going for low. So I think you did a lot of the Diana identities well, but the one thing where I wanted you to have more emphasis on was like how you were going to get ahead early. Because like saying like, oh, Jin's an early game, I'm going to like get him ahead or something. You said something along those lines. And yeah, well, that's like fine. Like I would really like to hear you say, okay, I'm playing Diana. I want to full clear to bot because bot lane is the lane that I think I can get the most likely I'm going to get a kill. Like, because it's going to be volatile. So I want you to start thinking about you more. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So in that sense, if I have an Ezreal Yuumi bot, but I have an Ornn tank top.
Yeah,
if
then
it's
you
a
would
volatile
say
lane, let's say.
Yeah. Sorry,
go on. Darius, or would you path top?
I would path to the lane. I can literally get the like. So I would literally think, oh, like pre-6 or even at levels. Yeah. That's another thing. Actually, you talked about tank lanes and how like you automatically just don't go to tank lanes, but tank lanes are good for you to get fed off. Your whole idea is where can I get fed? That's it. That's all it matters. It doesn't matter if it's a tank lane. It doesn't matter if it's a Yuumi lane. Wherever is most likely. So like, let's say for example, it's like super passive everywhere. Okay, every lane is like there's no way obvious. Then you go to the next thing. Okay, well, I'm gonna start Raptors because then I'm gonna use like that spare tempo or like on myself, for example, to get like more farm. Does that make sense? So it's all about you. It's all about how can I get ahead. Okay, I have nowhere to go this game, but I am versing like a Lilia who I think is gonna full clear. Okay, I think I can get a kill on her then, because like every lane is so passive. So I'm gonna like level 3 invade her because I know what she. So it's all about you. So take on that kind of mindset.
Well, I don't know.
I think this ward is I think you said like, I don't know, it's useless or something, or like you wanted to recall for sweeper, but I think this ward is fine because like tracking Lilia is going to be important. And if you have this ward and you know she's not starting blue, then she's starting Raptors or red, right? So you can kind of track her for the rest of the game. So the ward is good. You should always try and get an early ward whenever you can. Okay, so standard full clear. I'm not going to talk, and we won't talk too much about the early game, but there was a, you know, like that timestamp that you wanted to talk about and some other things. Usually when bot lane kills early, generally speaking, there wouldn't be any gank because either like enemy you'll kill your bot and then they'll like bounce, or
they'll need to spend
like generally the tempo, right? There's no exactly. Generally there's there's no gank. So this was all good. We do know Lilia started Raptors, right? Because we had her on the ward. So that's something I would have liked you to like call out. I would have liked you to call out because I didn't actually like, I wanted to see if you were going to say it. But as soon as Lilia starts Raptors, I want you to think, okay, if she's not here at 4 minutes, I'm going to take her Raptors. Because then you're like planning ahead. Even though you did the play, which was good, I want to hear that in your thought process. Oh, she's starting Raptors. Her Raptors are spawning at 4 minutes. I'm pathing down. If she's not there, or she wastes time topside, I'm going to immediately like punish her for that.
Okay, got it.
You're like, okay, bot lane, yep, no gank. They push the wave in. They still have flashes, or Jinx still has flash, and Pyke's hard to catch. So then you use your spare temper here, which is fine. I think you should have still tried to play to cut Jinx off still, even though, like, I think going here is fine, but you need to, like, Q flash. You need to do better mechanically here, because if you Q flash and she doesn't react with flash, you'll actually kill her, because you'll get an E reset. So you need to, if you are going to use your flash, just Q flash. Or just, like, flash and run at her and just look at her, and she might just panic flash.
Yeah.
So I think you missed a kill here.
I think it was just a bad game because the lane was already shoved, but I guess it's free tempo. So
I mean, I don't
well.
mind. Yeah, you had spare tempo here, right? Like, this is complete. Like, burning Jinx Flasher is good, and we'll talk about the next steps to, like, actually, like, you know, obviously making it worth it. But punishing a flash when you have spare tempo is really good, especially if it's the lane that you're, like, kind of pathing towards. So no, this was a good gank. There's nothing else where you need to be. Like, obviously you could argue, oh, if I take Raptors and then I'm just, like, sitting here waiting for Lilia, that could be a play, right? But I wouldn't I would focus more on your execution here than thinking it's a bad gank.
Okay.
That's just my thoughts on it. And then, yeah, good pings here. Really, really nice pings on, like, Lilia's top side. So you're pinging the actual lane. Like, the type of pings that you use is good here. And, you know, we get spotted on a ward, but Lilia just showed top, so we still have time for this. I would say that you should try and take this a bit, like, kind of safer. Like, take it so you're about to leave, even if Lilia crosses here and Vel'Koz comes to you. So then you're just out, and then just smite it to, like, end things. That's the only difference in terms of, like, the execution here, but the idea to still go for it is good. And then I'm thinking here, like, even though... Yeah, no, this is good because, like, I don't know what this Lilia did. She obviously did red Raptors red then Krugs, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, I was thinking 420 spawn, but whatever.
Yeah, the thing here about Lilia being not at her Raptors is, like, I think out of base here, technically the correct play I think for you is to pass straight to your Raptors, because, like, if she does Krugs and then goes to your Raptors and then you're just following her trail, you can see how, like, bad that could be. So.
Yeah, okay.
I think if you're versing, like, a master tier jungler, or even, like you said, your goal, which is like 200 LP masters or whatever, I think your Krugs and Raptors are getting, like, contested here because she saw you on her Raptors, sorry. So your play here has to be doing this.
Okay.
But yeah, you got unpunished for it. So this is what I'm talking about habits, is that this right here was actually a bad habit that you went unpunished for because the enemy is bad.
Gotcha. Okay, so this gets to the point in the game.
Yeah, so this is
I wanted to talk about.
Yep, this is like the do we trade or do we stay on that side?
Yeah. So
what was your question about it?
Yeah. So it's like, do I path towards my strong side, or do I just deny?
What do you think's the positive and, like, what do you think the reasons are for each? Like,
so
explain to me both plays and what's the reason? Yeah. Like, what do you gain out of either play?
I want my bot lane to keep their lead. That's one. And I'm scared Lily is gonna either take my camps or kill them. Or I deny and she doesn't punish, and then I get a lot from it. So
good. Yeah. So like the winning point is, like, you take this. She wastes time here and doesn't take your camps, right? And then you just get, like, a net positive 4 camps. So that's obviously the big win here. And obviously Grubs are potentially on the table as well. I think the reason for you that you should still part the bot is there's 2 reasons. One, your bot lane didn't die to the gank. Okay? So yes, like, I think this is for playing for yourself, this is great, right? Because you can potentially get 2 camps, contest Grubs. Okay, Grubs are gone, then you just take this stuff. And then we'll also talk about the fact that when she does take Grubs, you should be trading, but we'll talk about it when it gets there. The reason why I think that pathing towards bot is better here is just because there's one big reason. And I'll go back. There's a huge reason why I think you should path the bot. And it's this right here.
The flash, yeah.
I think the flash is the reason why you should path the bot. Now, if she had flash, I think it's totally fine to play for yourself, but just the fact that she uses flash, I think is enough reason. Oh, I went way too far. I think her using flash is enough reason that you should think, okay, do I really, like, want the map to just get split here when I could just be, like, killing this Jinx? and I get
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same amount of farm technically. The main positive for you doing this is that Lilia doesn't know what you're doing. So like she doesn't know if you're doing this or if you're doing this. That's the big positive. The thing is that a good jungler will generally, again, assume if she shows here that you will make this play, and then she will take this. But obviously then it just becomes like a 50-50 kind of mind game. So that's the reason why this is good. You're making Lilia guess what you're doing. But you can see here like kind of you kind of gain the same amount of farm. Like yes, you get one camp. And yes, I think in this situation, this was a good play because like top, look at this wave. Okay, this is a good play. Don't think just because this situation went bad that this was bad, because this was good. Because when this happens, right? When this thing happens, like look what Trind is missing to go for this. You have to think about lanes as well. Like look at this.
That's
Trind.
exactly what I thought.
Yeah. So like give her this, but then what you do next is really, really important. Like, so the concept of like match or trade, right? Have you ever heard me talk about that?
No.
So it's pretty much a concept of like, okay, you always want to match when you're stronger. Okay. So for example, if you won this 3v3 really hard, which you still might, honestly, but whatever, we get out, right? We don't take the 3v3. So as soon as you're not matching, you need to be trading. And trading means, right, you have the Raptor spawn. And maybe you need like one camp and then take it. But you need to be taking her bot side here. And the dragon.
Oh, okay. I don't do that enough, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because like she's taking this, you know that. So you could also do this thing where you like fake pretend to go to your wolves, right? You run like this, and she's like, oh, Diana's just going to her bot side. Nice. I'm going to take this, and then I'm still going to get my bot side. But what you're going to do is you're going to fake it. You're going to pretend to go here, and instantly run and take something here.
Okay, so stronger equals match, and then if even or below,
yeah, if you're
trade.
not if you're not matching, you're obviously needing to trade, and 90% of the time there's always something to trade, whether it's camps, whether it's objective, whether it's like potential gank on the opposite side. Like there's always something to trade. Let's just say, for example, there was literally nothing here to trade. Yeah, then you would just take camps. This would be your trade.
Okay.
But generally, there's always something to trade. So you see here, like her Raptors just spawned. So you could have taken this. And then this, and then maybe this as well. If she messes up by just like, and then gank bot, yeah, I'll take dragon. Because you'll hit level 6 as well. So this was probably the biggest thing, honestly, that, like the biggest mistake in the early game, is just the match or trade concept. Because as Diana, you love this situation. You love it. You love, oh, you waste time here, I take all of this, and then I gank bot. And I get 3 camps, and I get some kills. Like, this is like the prime like Diana thing. Like Diana doesn't really want to fight this grub level 5. I mean, neither does Lilia, to be honest. But your identity is like, you know, vacuum up all the dots on the map. That's your identity, and then pick up the free kills between this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, got it.
So you have to take on that match or trade concept is extremely important here. You see, you would finish Krugs here right now. And then you'd be thinking, okay, is bot killable? Yes. Okay, go kill them. If not, okay, go take red. Because Lilia, as you can see, she still hasn't finished the grubs yet. Now she finishes grubs.
Yeah.
Now you'd be ganking bot from behind.
Okay. Yeah, I see where I fucked up.
Yeah. And you see, like, yeah, your grub start was fine. But the thing is, you didn't adapt. You didn't adapt well.
Okay, got it.
So we end up going here, no flashes. Okay, again, I think this time it's okay to run this way, but I still think, you know, sometimes you need to think about actually cutting them off. But I think this time is fine. She spaces your thing. What I want you to do here again is like, you want to do like a fake. So like you want to just fake going for this guy. And then when she gives you the range, because she actually gives you this, just the E range here, right? Like, I want you to try, like, he's trying to space your E range right now, right? And I want you to just, like, turn back, like...
I was trying to a little bit. I think he was
a
little far. I don't know. Miss.
I think he, like, misspaced, like, here. Obviously, you need to
maybe there's
fast to do that. Yeah, like, if you had clicked here, yeah. But obviously, yeah, it's a small thing, but I just want you to do those kinds of, like, things.
Okay.
Pick up a kill. That's good. And I just want to show you again, like, the play that was there for you was insane. It was insane. Kill. Then you're coming here. Still dragon is on the table even. Because like you kill bot and then like, you know, your team's coming back and then this, like obviously this is hindsight, but you would have got everything. And then the thing about like you
Yeah.
skipping these camps here is that she's never going to take them. So now you've done 1, 2, 3, 4 kill bot. Then you're like, okay, can I take dragon? If not, then you just base and full clear down again. And then these camps are still here for you. So you just you'd get like 2 levels on the Lily here, like literally 2 levels. She has nothing to farm because of her fundamentals are really, really bad because like she left her weak side camps up for you. Like if Lilia was a good player, she would clear like this and then contest the grubs. But I don't know what happened here with her like spawn timers. But you should never have anything to trade, just like she should have anything to trade ever. So ideally, the reason why we always like clear like these camps first, these weak side camps, is so the enemy jungle, not only so the enemy jungle has nothing to clear, but so you can spend as much time on the strong side as possible and skip these camps. So then like, yeah, you clear your weak side, she has nothing to trade, you skip your strong side, so she can't take your strong side, you take her weak side. So that would have been the actual GG for the early game. Okay, let's skip through now to kind of get towards like the mid game. This is all good. I think like to talk about like the top lane matchup again, like if this was anything that's not Tryndamere with like Ghost Flash or whatever he had, like on your weak side timings, you should always be looking at, I think you did look. Yeah, you did look.
I was looking quite a bit.
Yeah, that's good.
As soon as he got sick, it's just like pointless.
If you have an on and he has ult here and it's not like a Tryndamere, let's just say like it's an Aatrox or like something else that's a bit easier to kill, you do want to look for this timer on your tank lane. I'm just highlighting this because like yes, you did look, which is good, but don't think about a tank lane as like oh, I never want to go there. It's like think of your tank lane as like, oh, when he has ult, so like Malphite ult, for example, like that's a timer you always want to like go and pick up your free kill. And again, this goes back to you thinking more about yourself. Yep.
Yeah, I've always had this train of thought. It's like, okay, like mid game, like if I have established like a winning lane, like I need to get there as fast as possible before they die.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my train of thought, and also like the tank thing. But to your point, I mean, if it's a free kill, I mean, might as well go for it. But
oh yeah, no, yeah, you'll get super punished if you go for that and you don't get a free kill, because then it is I mean, obviously it's not your fault if your bot lane dies, but it's your fault in the game for not being bot side earlier, right?
Yeah.
But it's always worth it if you think it's like an 80% chance to you know, the Aatrox is trading, he's half HP, you have on ult, like it's always worth going for. If it's a free kill, you always take it. Remember, it's all about you. Like you could see how this Jhin was playing this game, right? Do you want to rely on that? Do you ever want to rely on this thing? No. Like remember what we talked about with consistency. Like I literally want you to mute all and mute pings all. Yeah, you said you were chat restricted, so I literally want you to do these 2 pings every game. Mute all and mute pings all. So then this enables pings and this disables chat. So these 2 commands I'm going to send to you, you have to do them every game. That's the one thing you have to do. Because as soon as you send chat restricted,
I think that's the number 1 like restriction for me. Is the chat, dude.
What do you mean the restriction?
Well, or the restriction for me, like climbing, I guess.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't think your gameplay is not like. I think I realize what's holding you back now. It's like, oh, I get ahead early and then like my team sucks and then I start like throwing and then like I type in chat and I get chat disabled. Like I can already tell, like I just feel like I know what is holding you back extremely hard. It's like the combination of everything. It's like, oh, I helped this guy get ahead, but now he's trolling and now I'm like getting influenced by his trolling and now I'm trying to help him get waves, but he's just like so bad and then like I'm losing these games. Like I can just tell. I can tell how you could lose a game like this.
Yep.
For those 3 reasons: helping someone, relying on someone else to carry, getting influenced by chat, chatting back to them, getting distracted, and then obviously that already you don't know how to close games out. So obviously that's going to be like even more detrimental to your focus of trying to win these kinds of games.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I will practice the mute button.
Don't practice it. It's like a habit that you just do every game.
Yeah.
It's not something you have to, I mean, it's up to you to do it, right? It's up to your discipline. If you want to stay focused, you have to do that every game. Okay, so mid game is about to begin. Okay, this is all good. Game's looking good, right? How do we close this game out now? Yeah, nice. Boom. Good flash. Good kill. good like kind of killer instinct. So you played like a pretty much like if I had to give you a score, right? I'm giving you like an 80% in this game. Like you missed some things, but it's pretty much good, right? The early game's good. And you've also played like, you know, your farm is good. You've picked up 3 kills. So everything's going perfect. So how do we win this game now? Okay. So mid game for me kind of starts at 14 minutes. This is also a really good play. Get some more farm. We cleared down. This happens. Okay, we should have also like, it's this thing again. Okay, so are you going to take this tower with Jhin? Like, can you kill this?
But I saw Vel'Koz coming down. So.
Oh yeah. You saw them coming down, but why are we not just running right now and backpinging Jhin? Like, why are we trying to save him like he's our Lord and he's our Lord and Savior? Like, just leave.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
What's this? He's the one making a like. Why is he hitting tower here? This is none of your concern. Can you take this tower? Can you kill it? No, you can't. No. So like right here, you already know the play. The players take Krugs and back. Even if they weren't coming towards you, and you couldn't take this tower, you would still take and back because you want to value your tempo. Don't help this guy. He's just typing in chat. Like he literally is not even focused on the game. Think about yourself. You do not want to die here as well. You want to base, and then they're like chasing him, right? Chasing him here, and then you're just trading. Instantly. You're instantly like a move ahead of them. But because like you play this like, oh, Jhin, do you need some help? I'm here for you, buddy. I'm going to bodyguard you. Okay, let's fight this together, Jhin. This is a good fight, right? And it's a terrible fight because like it's 3v or 4v2 almost. And like Ornn TPs saves the day a little bit because then you're able to like kind of trade 1-for-1. But you can see this situation should have been Ornn stays top, Jhin just dies, doesn't matter. Nasus stays mid, pushes mid, and you trade here. That's what it should have been.
I see that.
Okay, so let's skip to the next mid game play. We're gonna start talking about uptime, downtime. So right now, it is kind of like downtime where you can just clear camps because no one's like we're just playing for Dragon, right? Because this is when I started talking to you about win cons. Okay, is like you have to think how each team's gonna win the game. Like you kind of should already know here that you outscale as number one. So yes, you want Soul, but you shouldn't like die for it because you outscale. You have Nasus, you have Ornn, they have Pyke, they have like, you know, obviously they have Jinx, but she's probably doing like lethality build. Their scaling is not bad either, but you do have Nasus and Ornn, okay? So you want to have like a main guide of main like direction. Okay, let's get Dragon, for example. So now you're clearing down to Dragon, which is fine. Okay, lanes are pushing.
Question here.
Yeah.
Would you rather play for Rift with your strong side Nasus here instead of going down bot side?
If he has TP, you can go Dragon. I think right now you should just react to things. Right now, I think you should react to things. I don't think you should do things proactively. The reason why you shouldn't do things proactively is because right now you have something that's winning. Trend is showing here, right? Which means you're automatically winning top for free. So right here, you should just keep clearing camps. And let's just say, for example, Trin stays here. So Trin is making a decision that he wants to trade this and this, or potentially like this, for Dragon, right? So he's making a really bad play right now, this Trin. He's griefing really hard because Dragon's not even up yet. So I'll tell you what's going to happen if nothing happens here, and I'll also tell you what happens if your team dies to this, okay? So if Trin just does this and no one dies, what's going to happen is he's going to push top. Trinamir is going to have to go back topside because the Dragon's not spawned yet. And then you have a chance to 4v4 or even 4v5 because Nasus can come down. So you always have to think it's always like a cause and effect. So like him doing this means that Nasus pushes this. And Ornn is also like, I don't know who was, I think Vel'Koz was just bot. So you just want to do nothing here. Just do nothing, you're already winning. Okay, Aurora gets to 1 HP. So this instantly, you should instantly be thinking here, okay, we're winning tops. I'm going to try and get some of my bot side camps if I can, right? I'm going to try and farm this. Because like, if I trade right now, there's still a chance that they could just cross back, right? So it's not the time to trade yet. It's also, if I go here, I don't know if it's up or down. So I'm just gonna play off the information, just farm, okay? So we're just gonna farm here, farm. Dragon is still what, 40 seconds? I actually don't know how much, like 30, 40 seconds probably. So if they're gonna overload, this is like kind of called overloading. They're just putting a bunch of resources mid. just let these guys push out. Okay, wait for your timer. Your timer is either them messing up by like diving your bot lane and then you just come here and clean up some kills, right? You're always wanting to keep your agency. You never want to lose your agency by like just randomly fighting here. So this is the Diana thing. This is the Diana thing that you need to keep hitting camps, but then just react to things. Hit blue. Oh, okay, my bot lane died here and it's their dragon now. Okay, go here. Oh,
Yeah, okay.
Nasus, like Tryndamere didn't get anything mid, and now he has to go back top. Okay, now we can get dragon. So I'm just going to clear these. Ornn's going to come up here, and we're going to get dragon. So you just got to play off the information. This is definitely not a time when you see your Aurora get put to 1 HP, and the enemies are not showing in side waves. This is a big do not fight mid. Because you're giving them a chance. Okay. You're just giving them a chance to like... You're basically giving them like they're in play. Like they're inting. The Trin is inting. You have to recognize this Tryndamere, he's inting. I think that's the first step.
Okay.
So you just do nothing. So just because they do something doesn't mean you have to do something back, right?
Yep.
You can just play like they're pushing, you just pull back. Make them work for it. Make them really work for this int. Because they're inting right now. What if they just like dive mid and you're just on wolves and you just clean up then?
Yeah, true.
That's way better. Yep. You're just giving them what they want here. And, you know, you're strong enough where you get a 1-for-1 or even a 1-for-2. And it's not that bad. But this could easily be like the turning point for them where they just kill you, they get dragon. And the trade is not that good then for you because you're just getting 1 tower. You want to make them work for all of this. You just don't want to give it to them for free.
Okay.
Okay, so it ends up being not bad, but still pretty bad. Still a pretty big throw. Okay. So then again, so we're coming at a base now. We're pinging dragon. It is the second dragon, so I'm not actually sure that didn't take it, but they didn't take it. Okay, so we get it. Okay, we get it. Boom. We do this. Now, what's going to happen now? Is it time? Like, think about the tempo of both teams, right? So we had tempo here. Okay, we had tempo to make a play. But their characters right now are trinkling out of base right now, right? They're trinkling out like this. And this guy went here.
Yeah.
So they're about to have a move. Because you use your move here. Your team is helping here, right? But they're about to push this and maybe push this. And then they're going to have a move. So right after this dragon, you have to play downtime. You have to play downtime and let your team catch these waves. And again, just react to the information. Yeah, just react to the information. So you should already be thinking that here, right? Nasus is going bot. Ornn is going top. Ornn has no ult. I mean, it's just relevant information, right? He doesn't want to... Like, him staying here with ult could be possible that you, like, ult here and get a kill on someone. But he has no ult, and he wants to catch this wave. So you got to let your team catch waves, and that's the perfect time for you to just catch your farm.
Okay.
You catch your farm and you react to things. Okay, they send like 4 people to kill Nasus. Okay, you go trade. They send like 4 people to kill mid. Okay, maybe there's nothing you can do about that, but at least your Nasus and Ornn gets pushed out of lanes, and you're still getting farm, and you collect the mid wave, for example. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter that your team is pushing up here, because technically, like, you know, when I talk about tempo lines and stuff like that, technically, like, yeah, your tempo lines are even, but the Ornn going here is a big thing because he doesn't have TP, I think. And so any fight that's too deep here could be bad because they could have more numbers.
Yeah, I could see it if like there was somebody top or bot showing, but nobody's showing on the map. So
yeah, and again, like your Nasus is pushing bot and no one's responding. This Tryndamere, again, you see the Tryndamere. So as soon as so like this wasn't like too bad, but as soon as you see Tryndamere, you should be like, oh, win, boom, nice, okay, go farm my camps. You should be instantly thinking that. You shouldn't think, oh, it's time to stay and fight. Because then this happens. And look at your poor Ornn again.
I know.
Your poor Ornn's like, what is my Diana doing? Like, actually, like, I've just helped him so many times. I'm griefing. You're griefing. Like, think about your poor Ornn here. Let him get this wave. Just farm your camps. Let Nasus push this. They're going to answer. Let Ornn take this wave. They're going to answer. And then by that time, look, you're going to do 1, 2, 3. Ornn's going to push. Nasus is going to push. Then your turn now. So League is very, very turn-based. Like, you got to let your own farm here. This was a giga like int, and then your Ornn comes here again, and it just so happens that like the Nasus is giga fed, right? But you want this play to happen on like the right timer, because this is what I like to call like this is why your win rate's like not your win rate, but this is like a 50-50. Because I can tell you for sure that in games like this, you've just died here and your team's got aced instead. So you just got carried here. Hard.
Yep.
So you want this play to happen when everyone has their moves on this tempo. Like, you know, Nasus comes up, or they go for Nasus and Nasus dies, and then you get this. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about that. It's all about the pressure points of your map. Okay, so what does everyone want to do now after a team fight? Even though they're all dead, who's going to come out first of base? Like, who will actually have tempo here between these two teams?
Oh, well, them, because waves are pushed in.
Well, yeah, okay, so your waves are, yeah, so this wave is really good. This is giving you, this is really good because the enemy has to answer this. But, like, what does your team want to do? No ults, right? Literally no ults. Yeah. Do they want to base here, or do they want to stay and fight? Can you guys fight this again 5v5 right now? Or should you?
No.
You shouldn't, because you have no ults and you have a lot of gold to spend, right?
Yep.
So what should you do right now while you wait for your team to have their, like, thing? Just clear up to the objective. Because it's not your time to start the rift right now. However, you could start the rift here. It depends on things, right? It's not just black or white. If they had, like, longer death timers here, 15 seconds, for example, then you could stay because you have enough time to do it with your team. But you don't have enough time here because, look, they're all spawning. And they're all back here now. And your team is still... So this is really bad again because your Nasus needs to base. Your Jhin needs to base. They need to spend gold because they just want to fight here. So you would do 1, 2, 3, clear up. They would base, and then you would sync here, right? You would sync together here now when they're running back, and then you would start it. Or enemy team would take it, but that's fine. Then you just, like, run in here and you maybe play for, like, these towers, or it just is what it is, right? You have to accept the reality that you won that team fight and got Dragon, and they get Rift for it. So now it's almost like you see how you're almost, because you use that time, you're almost doing the opposite. Now Nasus gets stopped, so you have some time. You see this mid here? This is not for you to, like, go mid and bodyguard. But you see
this is where you started telling me where to match.
Yes, you
like
see
downtime versus uptime.
You see where people are gonna start matching up, right? So you want to come, like, Ornn has a move now. He's ready to go. This guy's ready to go, this guy's ready to go, and this guy's ready to go after they push this wave. So right here, you're thinking 2 plays. Okay, Jinx will either go take this wave, I'm going to kill him. Or I'm going to sync up with my team here and take this. That's what your 2 decisions are here. So you should just start running this way and start running this way. If she shows you, you go kill her. And then you just push spot. And then you back ping this and you ping this. And you make a call.
Okay.
You always need something to play for. Okay, you always need something in mind, and you're always trying to sync up with your team here. You see how your team's about to be ready? So this was all good. Yeah, you could have killed Jinx there. She didn't go up for the wave. That's fine. Okay, this is also where you have to start pinging, like, you know, in advance. So, like, if I'm on this Gromp here, right, and Nasus is coming here, I'm just starting to ping this and starting to ping on the way here.
Okay.
So you also need to, like, because, yeah, I don't know, your team obviously doesn't really know what you're doing, and then they start going bot, and then you know, this is just a bit slower. That's just fine. Anytime you take an objective, right, you always want to think, if they fight us, we want to be in a position. So you generally want to pull it out just so you can turn easier.
Okay.
And so this is where you have, like, your... Okay, so this is where Jhin is just bot again. So same thing again, right? Just a quick numbers. Who has more numbers here? Jhin definitely doesn't have TP, right?
They do.
Yeah, so they have more numbers here. So yeah, good pings. Nasus also has a brain as well. Just leave him. It's fine. You just go take top wave now.
I tilted brain would probably just ER here.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, this death is not going to mean anything. I mean, Baron is spawning in 15 seconds, but you have to think, okay, this guy's dead, but if they start this Baron, we can fight at 45. We have this ult, we have this ult, we have this ult, we have this ult. So again, like, you need to play, like, the minimizing side here, just because they have more numbers. If you go in here and die as well, then they definitely get Baron, right? Then your team has to carry. So it's really good that we minimized it. We backed out. We play slow. We make them work for it. You remember what I was saying here? Like, don't do anything. Like, you don't need to do anything here. Like, the game is already kind of won. You're still kind of waiting for them to Same thing as before. Like when you went for this fight here, this is the same thing. You want to make them work for it. Okay, except reality, right? The tower's 1 HP. Jinx is going to rocket it twice and just get a reset, and she's going to look for a play. So you just give it. You back off. Okay, this guy dies. Who cares? Doesn't matter. On CPing now. So now it's 44, but it doesn't matter. And the thing about being alive in these situations as well, like let's say, for example, you didn't have to like buy here. Let's say you left that Ornn to die. You took top wave, and then you farm this, and then you farm this, and then you defend the mid tower. Do you see how you're still farming even though your teammates are griefing?
Yeah.
And that's not to say that like you never want to group. You realize the time is where you should group, right? It's when everyone is good to go. Or at least if you have like numbers
on the map with ults and items, yeah.
Yeah, or at least you have similar numbers. So like for example, if on that timer where Ornn died, if someone else was bot, let's just say for example Jinx or something, you could fight it. If you're on got one shot and it's like obviously this comes down to as well like making the right decision, but you know, then it's fightable. Then you can fight. But I think Nasus also realized that it was a bad fight, so he was also backpinging. And then I think the last couple of plays here. So Jhin is dead. So this is also where like, I don't know, this Ornn is doing your Raptors, so just farm mid. You just downtime again. You're waiting for this. You're waiting for this. Take, and then they should be there. And then you're walking this way.
I think I totally forgot that Aurora was support, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. You're just, the mentality I want you to have is like, where can I get farm? Like, what can I what can I take while I wait for my team? And then good, you group here, which is good. This is good because then like you're there. You see how like you shouldn't farm here because you're there to follow up on something now. And you get a flash. Boom, perfect. Like technically, sometimes I think, okay, like you could take, like as Diana, you could take wolves here and then like the fight starts and then you come in late and clean up. That's also fine. That's probably like something that you're just gonna have to practice doing, right? You take wolves here and you pull it to like this edge and then you kill it and then you get like the blue smite move speed and then you just like come here and clean up. You can still do that. You just want to take camps like in proximity to like the fight. You would never want to take like Krugs here, obviously, or like even Raptors is a bit too far. But you can take things like in proximity. But right now your team's like kind of fighting for vision. So this is also a fine play to like group here. And then, yeah, your eyes are always on the prize, right? As soon as you get the kill that lets you do something, you can still watch what's happening. But you really want to get into the habit of spam pinging to get this. Because the soul is the as I said, the insurance. It's the, okay, we have soul. It's going to be pretty hard to, even if we throw 100 times. And then still, you see how the death time is long here, right? So it's still time to like do stuff. I didn't see the tower HP bot. So like this rift was like kind of meh, obviously, because it was already like dead. But this was another really good example of, what was this a good example of when you do this kind of play?
Just putting the enemy jungle just more ahead or more behind.
Well, yes, you are doing that, but it's more so like, think about us and our teammates. Like, should we go and help them here? Like, I could see you probably, from your gameplay already, you would probably like push with them here. Right?
I think.
Or do you think you would?
Generally, I probably would do I'd probably do Raptors and then group back.
Okay, yeah. So like, I think this one is a little different because like, okay, there's gonna be some situations where like you could group here, right? Technically, and you could like take the tower or whatever. But in a general sense, you can just see this play as like okay, we got this tower. If you can take more, you should, which in this case, maybe you could have, but let's just say you couldn't. You just want to let them handle that, right? And then you just want to farm. And if all of his topside camps here, well, this would have been good, then you take this. And now, because you don't really want to base here, right? Like, you have 1,000 gold, which is like, yeah, you could get something, I guess. But you right now, when people are basing and people are dead, you want to take 1, 2, 3, like this. And then group up with them again when they come back.
Okay.
So it's all about finding those little windows to farm. Now this time, you know, it got a little bit scary because like, yeah, and then look.
This is where you cue the mariachi music. Da, 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 da.
And then you group up with your team here, and it's going to be a good fight. Even though Jhin is bot again, so you have to be a little bit like you know, thinking about numbers a little bit. So again, you don't want to be the first one to engage. You want to let your own do this. Perfect. You never want to have like the focus. And then the rest of the game was pretty much, It's pretty good. Sometimes, yeah, when you play for Baron, you want to play for turn straight away because you didn't have smite. You have some downtime, again, waiting for your team. Then your team comes here, you get level 16, which is all good. And then you play uptime and you catch people. Perfect. Perfect uptime, downtime here, right? Because you're waiting for your team here. Your team gets here. And then you punish someone on the side. Because right now, it's not allowed for anyone to take this wave. It's not allowed. It's not allowed for anyone to take this wave here. Like if it was here, it's not allowed. Because right now we want to push these waves in with Baron and start like kind of winning the game. So for example, if you're on Raptors here, you're griefing. If you're on Gromp here, you're griefing. Like you're not allowed to, this guy is not allowed to do this.
Okay.
And see, you see how like this, you can always, like people are making these mistakes all the time. Like you need to be ready, like back here, you see this wave? This is where you're thinking, I'm on this wave. I'm on this wave. I'm on this wave. I'm on this wave. Oh, someone's there. Go. Ping your team. Spam ping it. Even though we play mute all or whatever, we still want to type of what we're doing. Like we don't want to type like things that obviously like don't matter, but you want to type like top tower, mid tower, ping them, ping people griefing, command your like team to make calls for your team. And then this happens, good fight, whatever. You get the soul and you guarantee the win. And that's pretty much it. That was pretty much the game. Here again, your team is, Jhin is dead, right? So your team is making like that another one of those, like, you just do your own thing. You get really fed. And then you join the fight if you need. Like, let's just say, for example, this fight was like really bad, right? Like, they just get wiped. And, we don't know what they're doing, whatever. You just push top, take top tower, and base. And then wait for them to spawn again. Farm your bot side camps. If it's a good fight, yes, you do always want to join it. So it was good for you to like think, okay, I should join this fight. Because you can always make that decision. You just want to be doing camps like close to it. So this is that identity of on a camp and then come and clean up is really, really, really big for Diana. Okay, we'll conclude things here.